Good morning from the lovely northwest of England, and I hope you're all doing okay. This is Sam here with a little video just about jump rings today. One of my viewers requested me to do a video on jump rings with me explaining verbally how to do this. Now, I did a video a little while ago, which I'll link up here, of me not talking, which is preferable to some people. But for those of you who like to hear me chat, this lady asked me if I could do this video. So this is for you, my lovely. I hope it's okay for you as a beginner. So let's have a look at the humble jump ring. Jump rings are fabulous things. You can make all sorts of beautiful things out of them. This bracelet, I will link up here somewhere. If you'd like to learn how to make all of these, actually, I will pop links in the description box. So you can use jump rings to make all sorts of beautiful, beautiful things. So if you're interested in any of these, I'll pop some links to these videos. So as I said, I made a video a few months ago of how I make my jump rings. Now, I don't have all the fancy equipment or the saws or anything like that, although, you know, I probably will do that one day, but I'll show you how I make mine and I'll talk you through the process. So I'm going to be using 1mm wire for this today, mainly because that's pretty much what we all have in our stashes, isn't it? That's 18 gauge. You can make jump rings of any size, any gauge, if you know. So let's just go for this. I'm going to say, I don't know, I use about 30. Let's have a look. Let me measure this and then I can give you a little bit more of an idea. 25, 30, 40, 45 centimeters, something like that. And just take your piece of wire like so. Now, there are two ways to do this. You can either, let me just get rid of these bits. You can either use a short knitting needle or a double-ended knitting needle. I purchased a set of different sizes. This happens to be a 5mm. So you can either wind your wire around a knitting needle or you can use your pliers. Now, I have a 2 to 9 increment 6-step bail making plier here, which I use 2, 3, 4 and 5. So I'm going to be using the 5mm mandrel today just to show you how this works. All right, so take your wire. Okay, dead quick video, super easy. So pop your wire right at the end and we're going to be making a coil. So you would wind the wire around the mandrel like so and just keep going and keep going. Windy, windy, nice and tight against the mandrel. Don't press this too hard because you'll get dents in the sides of your jump rings. Some people prefer to do it this way. Some people prefer to wind it around a mandrel like a knitting needle. Oops, just getting in the way there. Okay, so just keep winding until you get towards the end, and keep your coil as neat and as tight as you can until you get to the end, and pull it off your mandrel like so. So this is what we're looking for. The next thing you need to do is to come in with your wire, same gauge. Now this works for any gauge, so whatever gauge you make your coil out of, make your little piece the same gauge. So take, I don't know, 4 inches, something like that, which is, I don't know, 10 centimeters, something like that, of the same gauge wire. What you want to do is come in and bend an angle on it like so, a right angle like this, okay? Because we're going to be using this to separate our coils, because if you do it with your nails, you know, or pull it apart, quite often you don't get consistency, and I like consistency. So chop this end bit off so it's not getting in the way. So all you need to do now is this last coil, just split it apart with your nail from the rest of the coils. Insert the long piece of wire in so that it's inside the coil like so. And then this shorter piece here, pop it up in between the coils like so. And then you want to just hold and rotate like so. So as you can see, the coils are separating. As you wind the coil up, you twist it. Can you see how these are separating? So just hold your piece of wire, keep twisting and twisting the coil around like so. Keep twisting until you come to the end, and that will pop off like that. You can put that to one side and use that for, you know, if you've got a little kit or whatever, just keep it keep it to one side so you can use it again. So this is what we have now, a nice coil with very consistent separation, which is what we're looking for. Now then comes the bit where you need a good pair of snippers, flush cutters. These ones are by Nipex. They're a decent brand, and these will cut up to 1.6 millimeter of copper and up to 1.2 millimeters of iron. Okay, so a decent pair of flush cutters. Where are these bits coming from? That's annoying. Anyway, so we want to be cutting with the first cut that we want, have the flush edge pointing away from you. And what you want to do is to make sure that you cut this flat edge straight. So you don't want to bend it like this. You don't want to bend it like this because you'll have an angle. You want to make sure that it is straight against the wire. So you'll get a nice straight cut. All right, so that's the first part of your flush cut jump ring cut. Then what we want to do is to rotate the plier towards you so that the flat edge is facing towards you, and then butt it up against so it hits this part here. Butt it up against, and again, don't cut on an angle. Cut straight like so, and you'll feel when you put your pliers up against it, it will stop going any further. So you're butting it up against the first bit here that you've just cut, and we're cutting this second piece here. So snip, and there's your first jump ring. So, you know, if you have saws and all of that kind of thing, then, you know, this is moot, but this is how a beginner would be best off making their jump rings. So turn your flat edge away from you again, and then a couple of millimeters up, making sure that the pliers are straight and not on an angle. Snip. And take a little tiny piece off like so, so that we have a flush edge here. Turn your pliers around again so that the flat edge is facing towards you. Butt your plier up against this guy here, and again making sure that the you know, it's straight and level, and snip. And there is your second jump ring. Nice and neat with two flush edges like so. All right, so let's just do another couple. Really quick video. Snip, and then towards you, snip, away from you, snip a bit off, towards you, snip a bit off. Now granted, the best and most efficient way to make jump rings as round as possible is to use a jeweler's saw, of course. But I've found that doing it this way, you do have lovely flush edges, and they do, even to the naked eye, look completely circular. So as a beginner, I'd be happy with this. This method is affordable. All you need is a good pair of flush cutters and you know, an affordable mandrel of some description. Okay, so that's how I do my jump rings, and I hope this video is helpful. Very simply, how to make very, very cheap, affordable jump rings so that you don't have to buy them and spend a fortune. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you. Little quick video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.